should be public to everybody. So this is one of our cover five uh, hosts, I guess you can call him that, and he just watched his team give up a 21-3 lead. I'm sure he's not happy about that. He's pretty upset. I've been there. So yeah, man, just let us know what happened. Well, what the hell happened in this game? You guys were up. I go to the store, get some ice cream. I'm over here. You know what? This is gonna be a good podcast when I get back. Come back from the store, and all of a sudden, it's a game. What happened?
There was another similar game where we were leading up by like a few touchdowns, and then the second half it was a complete the Broncos game, dominating the first quarter, and then the second quarter again because injuries bit us. We just got the injury bug. Total collapse because a lot of the key players that have been in that position all of a sudden are gone, and now the whole team needs to adjust. It's really hard to try to adjust on the fly, like during the game. If you're repping in practice these practice reps with these people, and then all of a sudden they're gone. You're doing live reps with completely different group. It's just the odds are against you. You're now fighting against yourself and the team. The Bears had an advantage at home with their home crowd. It was a freaking crazy atmosphere.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen the Bears advance. This is the first time in my 30 years of life. So, we'll let them have this one. So, congrats to
Yeah.
the Bears for finally achieving something that they haven't achieved in 30 years, maybe more. I don't know. I don't know how long, but yeah, man, this year has been the most injuries I've ever seen for the Packers. And it's not an excuse, but it's a huge reason why, again, we started with Jacob Monk as our center, I think, and then he went out after a few snaps. Then Sean Ryan went in, and he's one of our best centers. But then when I text you, I'm like, we can't lose our center right here at this last drive, like clutch moment. Who the fuck is Lasita Smith? He's our fourth string center, bro. And I was like, I'll be surprised if snaps get even to Jordan Love's hand. And of course, the last play, it was a bad snap. And somehow he still managed to throw it up there. But, when you go in there, you lose your center towards the end. And even before that, I don't know what the hell Nixon was doing jumping up in the pylon. He's been a constant, you know, player in the cornerback room that talks shit, backs up his play, but at the same time, it's easy for other teams to get in his head, and then he'll he'll get cost us a penalty, and that was a costly mistake. Adrian Cooper leaves, and after Adrian Cooper left, like that's
There was no
when
pass
the
rush.
collapse started. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's huge, like, and I think a lot of people don't understand how important he is to stopping the run.
Yeah. I noticed that. I think you only sacked him once, right? I believe. And even towards the end, it just was no pressure on the quarterback. And that's the last thing you need from a defense that when a team is making a comeback, you need a pass rush. And if you're not
Yeah.
getting to the quarterback on a consistent basis, then that's just going to be a nightmare for your defense. All the pressure is now on your offense to continue to move the football. I know there's a lot of Jordan Love haters right out there, but he had a good game. He had a good game. He had 4 touchdowns.
Oh
He did
yeah,
not turn the ball over.
he went
So
24 of 26, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns with 4 different wide receivers. He got
yep,
Golden finally his first touchdowns.
finally, yep,
I hope he got his game ball and a crazy ass like scramble to reach the touchdown. He's gonna be good. Like I'm proud of the Packers. Like even if we would have won this game, the momentum like it was just gonna be an uphill battle. Fight against the Seahawks, they're coming in hot. Like their defense is crazy good. Like JSN has been uncoverable,
yeah,
and he's gonna continue. Like I wasn't gonna have high hopes. The Bears were like the weakest playoff team to face, and we couldn't even beat them. So going in with all these other injuries, if they sustain, are not gonna be anything that's gonna help us move past the second round, anyways. So it sucks, man. But Romeo Dobbs had a crazy game too.
He
He's
did.
11 for 8, 124 yards. Like, and I don't think he's gonna come back um,
Really?
next season. I think they're gonna trade him because just the salary cap. We got too many wide receivers, but who knows? Like, I think he's gonna test the market and he might get picked up by somebody. But any other team where you lose your top tight end, like Tucker Craft was on pace for like breaking tight end records. He tears his ACL. Um, and it was friendly fire too. I think one of our players like accidentally bumped into him. Micah was huge. Um, and our defense just didn't, continue. You can't continue to play consistent when you lose this amount of injuries. That's just too much to overcome at one point.
Yeah, it just looked like they just were not able to keep up, right? With I mean, in the beginning they were playing pretty good, like I said. But
Yeah,
what?
we swept the Lions. Like,
Yeah,
how are we gonna sweep the Lions and then the Bears are we're gonna struggle with more? Which that sometimes
and this is the
that's very
second time this happened to you guys against the Bears, right?
as far as what.
Like they made a comeback, towards the end of the game, or like because I think the last time you played them, they had something similar, correct?
Yeah, but I think this one is a little
It's
bit
worse.
hurts a little bit more because it's in the playoffs.
Mhm.
And that last game we split with them. It was also at home.
Yeah.
We were more injured. This time I think we were a little bit more healthier. We also didn't like the other thing I don't understand is we trade for Trayvon Diggs. He played great against the Vikings, and then today he didn't play. So I don't know.
What
I don't know
happened?
what the reasoning or rationale was for not starting him. Why are you gonna go get Trayvon Diggs if you need help in the cornerback position, and he didn't play. Zach Tom was out. He's our best right tackle. So they put in Jordan Morgan, which is a round tackle, and he's more of a left tackle, but they put him on right tackle to cover Zach Tom. Zach Tom was like grading in the 80s PFF. He's the highest among all our offensive linemen. So yeah, we had to already going into this game compensate for a few like elite good players and just more fucking injuries today. And I mean the Bears also lost players, so they
Yeah,
were just more
part of the game. Yeah.
more resilient. I think overall they were healthier even though we rested our players because that rest showed the first half, like because we were playing better than the Bears, and then the second half we lost Adrian Cooper, and then after that, like we just started to have more
But what
mistakes.
happened to the run game, though? I know you were very confident with that the run game would be there, and they just were not there at all.
It was at the beginning, and then I think they started to stack the box the second half. So Josh Jacobs was 19 attempts for 55 yards. So they stopped giving it to him because they just started stacking the box. And after that, they just moved away. And then I don't like it when they throw on first downs. Run the ball. And once you move away from that, and you're playing in the air, and you're not making completions, that's you're gonna live and die by the air ball. And Matt was aggressive. He wanted to make a statement. He wanted to continue to step on the throat in the second half, but they stopped the run game. We did a good job stopping their run game too. Um, we had an opportunity to win the game. One thing also that bit us in the ass is the extra point
Oh my
that was
goodness! I knew
missed.
that was gonna happen. 'Cause when that happened, I was like, this is not going to be good.
And McManus has been clutch the whole season. He misses two crucial field goal and an extra point. That could have been the game for us right there if he makes those the extra point and field goal. That could have been the difference right there.
Absolutely. I mean, literally, they would have been tied, right? And then
Yeah,
they would have gone down there for a field goal and they would have won the game probably, right? But when that happened, I'm like, this is not good. This is why I call them what I call them. Because I remember seeing Adam Shifty, as a Broncos fan, constantly talk crap about that kicker. And so that's why I called them what I called them, right? In the chat. And I said, this is not going to be good. And then, sure enough, once he missed that second field goal, I knew that you guys were in trouble, right? There was just no way that your defense was not playing good towards the end. The momentum was on the Bears, and even with that time you guys had towards the end to get into the end zone, it just wasn't enough time. That injury at the end took off 10
yeah,
seconds. It was even worse, right? But again, I will not critique Love in this game. He did what he had to do. I know again that there's
yeah.
people that are going to say he's not good enough to get it
No,
done.
he balled
Right?
out. He
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 played
he was
well.
lights out. He 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Yeah, he did
Three
what he had to
twenty
do.
four of
Yeah.
26, 323 yards. Caleb Williams had more missed throws, and he still managed to overcome all those missed throws. Loveland's gonna be a good tight end in the league. They
Yes,
they hit on that. Another thing where we fucked up is the signing of Aaron Banks at the beginning from the 49ers. He didn't do shit. That was a whiff. That was a waste of a waste of money, waste of a trade. Nate Hobbs from the Raiders didn't do shit either. He was injured the whole freaking season, and we paid a decent amount of money for him too. LG called it. He's all like, he's gonna be injured the whole time. He looked really good at the beginning of the season, but as soon as he got injured, he would recover, and then that game back again injured, like first or second play of the game. So when you sign players, they're to supplement your team, and when you have a year where you get an injury bug, and then the players that you signed are also not contributing,
That doesn't
that's
help.
just that's a lot of shit to overcome. You can't overcome literally like half your team being out. And they still were in the games. It's not like they were blown out.
Yep. I feel
And
that.
that's, you know, I don't, because of that, I don't think Matt's gonna get fired. I don't think he's gonna trade. Everybody's saying just because he lost his game, he's done, but he has one of the best win to loss records out of any coach at his age. This is the third time he leads the youngest team to the postseason. Jay can't blame him. The defense, I think I could blame the defense a little bit more because they were just more inconsistent. Rashawn Gary finally played a little bit better. I don't know. I think Rashawn Gary had been injured the last few games too, because I noticed he was a little bit faster off the snap this game.
What a drastic difference though, like when Micah Parsons is on in the game because, like I said, I didn't see any pass rush from you guys in this game. I didn't see them getting to the quarterback. I saw him, scrambling with enough time to make plays, and specifically on the touchdown where he threw the to take the lead. He had a ton of time there. He had like three progressions he looked at, and he eventually found that guy on the go route. And when I saw that, I was like, man, like this is not the same defense that you saw early in the year that you were bragging about. But of course, again, Parsons has not played in a while,
Right.
so
He didn't
um,
even have a full training camp.
yeah. So I mean, I wonder if he was in this game, does that happen? Is this game even close? Are you guys able to keep the lead that you guys have? Because you only scored 6 points in the second half, right? But the defense, who 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 if you had to blame anybody in this game, who would you put the blame on?
Probably the conditioning coaches, because I think this is the third time like we've had a lot of changes in our conditioning coaches, not the head coaches, but the supplemental coaches. Like their job is to keep them conditioned, keep them healthy, keep them trained. Why is it that this year we have so many injuries? You know, so there's something there that needs to be looked at, assessed, analyzed, and I don't know. Maybe it's just coincidence. We got unlucky because you can't predict, these crazy ass injuries.
You cannot.
But if I had to blame it on something, is whatever caused us to get so many injuries this season, because the team I was touting at the beginning was a team with Kraft, was a team with Micah, was a team with Edrin Cooper, Jay Love, Matthew Golden, although he's progressively getting better. He's gonna be a menace next year. I think it's hard to start as a rookie and be a sensation, just the way that the Green Bay Packers historically bring up their wide receivers. But Romeo Dobbs, freaking Christian Watson, we have weapons, and it showed
That's
today
the
because
frustrating part. That's the
Reed
frustrating part.
Reed got a touchdown, Matthew Golden got a touchdown, Romeo Dobbs got a touchdown, and um, who else got a touchdown? Another wide receiver got a touchdown. Watson.
Yeah, he was the first
They
one.
all they all got a TD. Josh Jacobs should have got a touchdown too,
Yeah, scored.
but they stopped the run. Second
Yeah.
half.
We do have another Packers fan in here. He's pretty upset. He says he can't feel his lips.
Can't feel his lips.
I mean, you seem pretty calm, cool, and collective. I know that you probably are not, but
Yeah, but like I understand.
I would have come into this live super pissed off, right? That was my team, and seeing that collapse. I don't know how you're holding it down, how you're not upset, or how you're not presenting it. I would have just lost my
Because
entire
I
cool, man. Like,
understand why we lost. Like I try to understand why this happened. There's no point in me getting upset. Yeah, it sucks. It's frustrating because we had a great team, and you just cannot go that far with like half your team.
out.
They don't have the same amount of reps. I'm not saying an excuse. It's just the biggest reason. Any team that has this amount of like injuries, try to at least make the playoffs. The Chiefs didn't even make the
Nope.
playoffs. Who else didn't make the playoffs? That's like always in the playoffs this season. There's
We
like
didn't make the playoffs.
another team, the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that somehow we still managed in one of the toughest divisions, the NFC. Nobody predicted the Bears were gonna
Yeah. Only LJ, he did call it though.
win.
He did say that team was going to be good. So if he's down
Yeah.
in the chat, you can talk your smack now. I mean, because I don't think he is though.
Well, he said that
He's like, let's go.
Galeb was gonna be better, and he did get better from last season. But nobody could have predicted that they were gonna win the NFC North with the Lions, how they ended last
Yep.
season.
Yep.
But again, the Lions also they got a shit ton of injuries. They're not in the playoffs.
But it also shows how much of an offensive coordinator really changes your team because that offense with the Lions is nowhere near as good as they were last year. Same with us, right? We lose Liam Coleman, he goes to the Jaguars, and look at our offense. It was pretty pedestrian. So these
Yeah.
guys really make a difference. And LaFleur
But
is your offensive
maybe
coordinator, essentially. So, yeah, you're not going to let him go.
maybe Ben Johnson leaving the Lions, really affected them, and he could have been one of the bigger reasons why the Lions, at least scheme wise, were were more aggressive. I don't know, but the Lions just historically have a history of injuries because they do live tackles in practice. Like not a lot of teams do live tackling during practice, and
Yes.
they do. So it makes sense why you're gonna have more injuries. because you're putting more wear and tear on your body instead of taking it easy during the the week's preparation to Sunday games, you know. And I give credit to the Bears. They played their last game against the Vikings, and you know they came off on a short week because they played Saturday, the last game, or Sunday to Saturday. So it was a day less of preparation to face us, and then we rested our players. But we needed to rest. If we did not rest our players, this would have been like more of a more of a blowout.
So let me he says I'm giving the bear
I ain't
shit.
giving them.
This guy is bad, bro. This is what I wanted you to come in here with that energy, but I guess you're not. Again, you're pretty collected. Um, so what are you thinking, right? When it's 21-3, I did see a text where you're like, I cannot wait to see the Ben Johnson post conference. So did you watch it?
Yeah, Malafleur actually went up to shake his hand,
Really?
and he said good game. But then Ben Johnson just like walked away. He kind of did the same thing Matt Lafleur did the first handshake. It was just like a quick and then bounced.
So what is the? I mean, I get it. They're rivals, but what's the deal? Like,
bro,
do you really not
bro,
like each other?
if
What's
if if you have no connection with anybody, and then all of a sudden this guy comes out of nowhere saying, "Oh, he enjoys beating you twice a week," when you have like no rapport with him, and it's coming out of left field, I'm like, I don't even know you, bro. Like you're like talking all this bravado, like you're the one on the field, you know. And he said that he would beat us twice in the season, not the postseason. He didn't beat us twice in the regular season. He beat us once in the regular season, and they eliminated us in the playoffs this year. But we weren't gonna go any further, even if we advanced.
What do
The
you
Bears are
think
not
about
the
the
Bears
cheese?
play. Huh?
What do you think about the cheese grater meme that's going around?
I like it. I embrace it
Yeah.
because if you're nobody, people aren't gonna give a fuck. They're not gonna care, right?
Yes.
But you have such an influence that people get so angry that they had to create a cheese grater just to make fun of you. Like, that's cool. I'm such an influence that you hate me so much that you had to create a product to show the world how much you hate us. Like, cool.
Oh man, this guy said
Like
N bombs and F bombs were thrown. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh man, this guy was really upset.
my TV survived.
Good, good.
Just
Did you watch
FYI.
this at a bar? Did you go somewhere? Did you watch it at home?
No, I just chilled
Okay,
at the house.
okay.
Dude, it sucks when you're up by so much and then like you just start
Yep.
little by little to see. And I would rather lose in the first round than to lose in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean,
In the same
that has to be
way.
one of the worst
So,
losses ever. I mean, I never felt that. I mean, we're 2-0, but I remember when Adam Shifty, when his team lost against the Seahawks, it was like 43-8, and everybody started calling him. Like his phone was blowing up. Hey, what's
yeah.
up with the Broncos?
Yeah, and
Like
it's
I
people
had
you don't
never
even talk.
seen
It's people you
somebody get
don't talk
get
to.
kicked on the floor like that in my life. I'm like, okay, now I know how people really feel about you. That's crazy, man. Like that.
On pouring salt on your wounds while you're down.
Yeah, I'm like, if they would have won, ain't no way that they're gonna call this dude, right? But I wanted to do this live, not to make you remember what happened or to make fun of you. And I don't have any intentions of doing that. I want to make this open to not just obviously you, but like anybody who's a fan of any team
Six
as a way
seven.
to vent. Because I get it. When you pour your heart and soul into these teams, and then you get disappointed, right?
I think if we were healthy and we still lost, I would have been more pissed.
I see.
The fact that half our team's kind of like depleted just based off of injuries, and the fact that we still overcame all these injuries to make it to the playoffs is what I get like proud of. Matt LaFleur is gonna stay. in my opinion, and I'm 100% sure he's gonna stay. They were already talking about extending his contract today. There was mentions, and I'm kind of glad that we lost this early because I think we get to keep Jeff Halfley again. Had we gone further in, there's teams already wanting Jeff Halfley for interviews. There's like the Giants, I think the Dolphins, and like two other teams that want to interview him for a head coach position. So because he he didn't go that far into the postseason with the Packers, he might feel like he wants to stay to kind of do some unfinished business. But who knows if they offer him the bag, I'm not
He's
gonna
gonna
hate
take
on
it.
somebody, that wants to be a head coach and get paid more. But if he goes to another team, that's gonna be a huge loss because he's a really good uh, defensive coordinator. Although the last 3 games, the Packers were like dead last in a lot of defensive stats, but it's also not the same Packers team that we started with.
Me, what I'm used said. What pisses me off the most is that football is over. I mean, your team's done for the season. I mean,
Football's
that's
never over. You start looking at the draft pool.
free agency.
Yeah.
Who's
Go
gonna go back?
go go over past Packer games from this season. Analyze what went wrong in you learn more on the games that you lose than the games you win.
Absolutely.
Football's over if you wanted it to be over, but if you don't want it to be over, you just learn more about your team, learn about more about your rivals in the division, see where their weaknesses are. Um, I don't think the Bears get past this next round.
They're playing the winner of the Eagles and the Niners. So you don't think they can beat those teams?
No,
Hmm.
I don't think they
It's
get
like
past
hell no.
Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. They got too many weapons. Their defense is great, although they've been inconsistent
They've
this
been, they've
season. The
been.
Eagles.
I think they're beatable. I think the Eagles are beatable, and they would actually play
Well,
in
they did beat them.
Chicago.
The Bears beat them in Chicago in the regular season, but it was that windy, like 20-mile-per-hour windy day that
Yeah,
Christmas week. They're beatable, but I think the Bears are just too banged up to compete.
they lost a linebacker, right?
Yeah, they lost a linebacker and I think
He like broke his leg or
right
whatever. He got
tackle
that leg cast or whatever it was. Got carted
and one of
off.
their one of their right tackles also
Yeah,
left.
yeah. So it's gonna be yeah, the Rams are gonna go to Seattle now, right? I believe so because they're fifth place. And actually, no, wait. Actually, it
No,
depends. It depends. The Rams might go to Chicago.
yeah, it depends on the
Huh?
seating. Depends on the
So, do you
seating.
think that the Rams can go into Chicago in that weather and win the game?
Yeah, I think the Rams can do it.
Ah. I mean, they struggled. They didn't look too good today either. I mean, they struggled against the Panthers, who nobody gave a chance to because that division is supposed to be one of the worst. Honestly, though, I think they played them better than we would have played them. I don't think we would have played as good against the Rams. We just did not have the offense to be able to do that this year. You know,
And the
but
Panthers have been. I give credit to what's his name, the quarterback for the Panthers.
Bryce
Uh,
Young.
yeah, Bryson. Like he's gotten better too. Nobody has given him credit for like how far he's come. In the last 2 seasons
Yep.
with that team that he has. He's got no weapons.
Only McMillan, the
Who's
rookie.
that?
He's a rookie,
A,
McMillan.
a rookie, bro.
Yeah, he's I think up for rookie of the year. Tedero McMillan.
At Chuba Hubbard, like he was a nobody two
Bunch of
seasons
nobodies,
ago,
yeah. It's a lot of nobodies on that team for sure.
and they always
But
won.
so, what do you got to say to the haters? Well, all those people who were giving you a hard time in the chat earlier. Obviously, they're probably enjoying it. They want some money out of it. They're having fun with it. Um, what's
Enjoy
next?
it.
What's next for Green Bay, man?
enjoy your victory, enjoy your spoils of your win. The Bears, you know, can win every 30 years, I guess. There's hope.
There's hope. All right. So we'll
And
see.
then
What?
for the off season, just enjoy the rest. Now I could enjoy the rest of football, whatever's left. I don't have anything invested in like whoever wins.
Unless you're betting.
I think the Broncos have a potential to go far because they have home field advantage, and then the Seahawks too. Those stadiums are hard to get wins, especially in the playoffs, especially with the defense that they have.
For sure. For sure. Well, thank you again for coming on. We'll see when we'll have you on again. I was hoping to have you on more because I was hoping your team would make it far in the playoffs and we would have to talk about your team. But now my team's out, your team's out. Raiders are not going to be playing anytime soon, so it's now
Yeah,
just Broncos. You know,
likewise. We'll see. Who do you think goes to the Super Bowl?
I mean, if all goes well, Denver should be there. I mean, I think Denver from the AFC and the NFC. I think the NFC is wide open. It's wide open. I don't. Although the Seahawks are the best team on that in that conference, I still think they're beatable. I still think that anybody can really win it, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's no team that sticks out as the
Dominant,
dominant.
no, because that division came down to the last week.
Yeah,
It could have been anybody. It could have been the Niners. It could have been the Rams. It could have been anybody on that side. But yeah, like I said, if anybody on here tuned in or was listening to this live stream, our first one actually, so thank you for being the first one officially, although it's not on the best terms, right? Um, I
it's
do
good
want
to
to know.
get started.
Yep,
Finally,
yep,
and hopefully we have more sessions. Always, enjoy talking football. It
exactly.
sucks our season's over, but at least we can chill now.
Absolutely. Yep. I mean, it's always good to talk. It's a good way to just vent, get it out there. Sometimes for me, like I've always wanted to do this. Whenever there was a game, whether I was upset about it, whether I was happy about it, because we do it all the time anyway. We talk about it. We'll text about it. I'm like, you know what? Just go
Yeah,
live. See if anybody else can.
yeah.
When
It's
I used to
easier to
watch
just
the
talk
Bucks for years, like from
than text.
2015 to like 2019, and when they were just terrible, they were just like constantly, imploding. I used to listen to a podcast, right, where they would call in, and listening to that, like it made me feel a lot better because I was like, wait, I didn't know that makes sense, or like he's right, like it just it made the situation a lot better. If that makes any sense, right? So
Yeah, it makes
I
perfect
wanted to
sense. 'Cause, like,
replicate something like that with people, not just my team, but others. I just love football,
yeah,
and
because
we have to.
you're learning what went wrong, right?
Yep,
As opposed to just being, oh, we fucking suck. We couldn't beat this team. And it was like, well, learn what caused you guys to not win the game. What went
exactly.
wrong. You gotta analyze what went wrong. It wasn't J Love, like it wasn't the offense. The offense scored. The defense collapsed towards the end, and it was major injuries. Collab, made clutch throws, more clutch throws, less mistakes. The refs had some questionable calls towards the end, but the Bears also made some mistakes, and it just came down to a few plays at the end, and we could have stopped them on fourth and what was it, like fourth
They
and
went for
eight,
it all the time, right? Every
fourth
single
and
time.
eight, bro. Caleb was getting hit, and he just throws a freaking Hail Mary, and the ball comes down to DJ Moore, I think, in between like two other Packer defenders. And that could have been game right there if we scored, but we didn't. And execution wasn't there for us today.
For sure. Well, thank you, Mr. Fregoso, for coming on. Like I
Thank you
said,
guys.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. I think the next person is going to be either Adam Shifty or our other, you know, guest who's come on before, Mr. Zaragoza. He's also a Broncos fan. He does live in Denver, so I might have him on and see if he wants to come on after that game. Let's see who wants to do it. But Again, if
Yeah,
anybody's out
whoever's
there who is a fan of any other team,
whoever's
hit me up.
available.
Tomorrow I might have a 49ers fan coming on, so we'll see how that goes.
You're just gonna have whoever gets eliminated next.
No, I mean,
Sure.
I'm not saying that. I mean, they might, but you know. All right, man. On to the next one, guys.
All
Peace out.
right. Thank you.
See ya.
Good night.
See ya.